What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hello. I'm Scotty for Prez, and we're going to talk about potentially the most controversial subject in modern day Call of Duty. Some players act as though skill-based matchmaking is like a virtual syphilis. They want nothing to do with it. They'll even go to lengths of reverse boosting just to get away from it, while others see it as their comfort blanket, protecting them from all the sweats that go bump in the night. Now, it seemed like the hate of skill-based matchmaking died down in recent months, at least vocally. But ever since the beta weekends, it's been the talk of the town. Now, I know this is something people have been talking about for a while, and it's something I didn't really want to talk about because I know people are probably just sick of hearing about it. But the reason I'm addressing it is because people are claiming Modern Warfare 3's matchmaking was tuned up and way more strict than previous titles, and this is going to end up killing the game. There's two things people aren't going to want to hear, and the first one is that I do not think that the matchmaking was actually more strict during the beta. I know, Exclusive Ace posted his clips from his bot account showcasing the difference in lobbies and showcasing the difference in skill of the players, but to be fair, it'd be like that if you use that account on Modern Warfare 2 as well. Now, I'm not defending skill-based matchmaking, it's not something I want in the game, at least nowhere near as strong as it is, but I don't think we can look at a total of, 8 days or something like that, 8 days of a beta and immediately declare, yep, it's stronger than ever. It very well could be, and I could be wrong, but there's a lot of other potential factors that could have led to the game feeling sweatier than Derek Lewis's crotch.
Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
For instance, the movement was vastly different than Modern Warfare 2. I'm well above average, and it even took me a bit to get fully used to not only me moving faster, but also my opponent's booty sliding, shout out to Thunder, around like a slip and slide. Then we also had increased health, and the connection left plenty to be desired there. When you add all this together, you have to understand you're not going to be as good. You're still adjusting, you're still learning. You could say Call of Duty is simply copy and pasted year after year, but at the end of the day, Modern Warfare 3 is a new game with a lot of new things to adapt to. So besides people not being as good as they think and the bad connection, you also have to take into account the types of players who were playing the beta. Yes, I'm sure there were plenty of casuals that were getting their hands on some early Modern Warfare 3 to test it out and give it a try, but I can also guarantee that any player you would deem as a sweat was also grinding the hell out of those weekends. The competition in the player pool was just much harder. That and a lot of the player population already knew that the maps that we were playing. They already knew popular lanes to watch, vulnerable flanks, and just the overall ins and outs of the maps. I mean, they've been out for over a decade. Yeah, they changed them up a little bit, added a few things, but they were still the same maps that we were playing, 13, 14 years ago. So this wasn't, some experience where everyone was just getting to know the maps together. A bunch of players already had them figured out. If you remember, I said earlier in the video before I started running my mouth that there were two things in relation to skill-based matchmaking that people will not want to hear. And before I get to that next one, I want to thank you guys for sticking around. Ask that you consider dropping a like if you enjoy the video, and also consider subscribing to help the channel hit that golden 1K mark before the release of MW3. So, love it or hate it, skill-based matchmaking needs to be in the game. It does.
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Now, don't get me wrong, I love the days where me and my friends would get a 4 to 6 man team and just run through enemies who were probably playing with their toes. And it is most definitely nice to jump into a game without being tempted to punch myself in the face because of the MLG pros I'm playing against, but some players need to be in their own lobbies. They need easier opponents to get better. As they progress and get better at the game, then they'll slowly face better players. The problem isn't skill-based matchmaking itself. The problem is that their matchmaking is too centralized on everyone being as equal as possible, putting you in a lobby of mimic tiers. I don't think the matchmaking needs to be removed, but it does need to be drastically tuned down. Let me know your guys' thoughts below because I know this is always a spicy topic for the community and I like to hear from others on their opinions. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time. Bear down.